What's good, YouTube family? DeMel Speaks here. Just got a quick one for you. If you're behind due to a co-signee or shipper or something, man, so be it. If it's not your fault, it's not your fault. That's really how you gotta play it. Now, because of the last drop, I'm a little bit late to my next stop, right? And I can't even say a little bit late. It was at 12, and I didn't get here until about 2:45, 2:46. And in my opinion, it is what it is, because it's not my fault anyway. So as long as they load me, I can get out of here and get as many hours in as I can. Probably got about 8 hours of drive time left. Maybe like 9 on the clock, give or take. I'm gonna take advantage of that, because today is the last day of the pay week. So I'm gonna try and get as many miles in as I can. But it's really like, man, if you late, I mean, you can't help it. It's not your fault. It is what it is. Can't blame yourself when things go bad. All you can do is keep pushing and just go ahead and do that drive. So I was thinking, I already gassed up for the day, and I'm gonna just, while they're loading the trailer up, take a walk, get my legs moving, get the blood circulating, and I'm gonna just push it to the last minute. Don't know how far I'm gonna get, but I know I can get at least 480 if I play it right. You got to get out of California to really push it, but I'm pretty sure I can get about 480, maybe 500 miles, because I'm going up a few hills, but it really don't even matter, because where I'm at, I know the loads are pretty light, so it shouldn't be a big problem for me. And I think I probably have about 25,000 pounds, give or take. As soon as they get started, 25, maybe 30,000. I might be able to, push it up the hill a little fast. Maybe get some of those big hills and do about 45, 50 miles an hour. But like I said earlier, man, if you're late, you're late. And it's not your fault. It is what it is. Sometimes, dispatch wants to get on you about being late, but there's some things you just can't, you can't help. So you got to push it, or when you can. And other times you just got to relax and let it be. As long as you're making your money, as long as you're getting detention pay for, the shipper or the co-signee setting you behind, you got to just take it for what it is. Yeah, it sucks. But at the same time, it is what it is, man. I had to wait for a spot. I had to wait for them to unload. I didn't even turn the clock on when I docked, because I waited an hour before I got unloaded. So, there was time right there. Then it literally took them, I say, about 20 minutes to unload the trailer. And just think about that. I waited an hour, at the dock to get unloaded, and it took them 20 minutes. Now I'm here at the next stop, and I got my dock number, pulled in, and now it's just a waiting game. The light's still green. I probably done did about 1,000 steps already, and I'm still waiting. But You know, I'm not even tripping, because as soon as they start loading, you know, I'm gonna turn the clock on and give it about 15-20 minutes, see if they're done, turn that clock off, and peace out. And sometimes I think the dispatch doesn't understand, if you make an appointment at 10:30 and then you make your next run at 12, not knowing how the cosign is going to be, how they're going to unload it and all that, you know, you're setting your drivers up for a little bit of failure. You're setting your drivers up to be behind. So it's like you're giving us these loads, which are pretty nice. I mean, the runs are nice right now, but it's a setback when they're so close together, when they're sending you to places that every time you go there, it's detention pay. So you would think, you know, you would give the driver a little bit more time, you know, especially when the drive to the next job is pretty much a 2-hour drive. So the appointment's at 10:30 for one, then the next one is at 12, and the run to the next place is a 2-hour drive. Yeah, you're not making it. So like I said, it is what it is. I can't complain. I'm gonna get detention pay, and that's just what it is. Not my fault. I did my part, you know. Even just picking up the load was a little weird. You know, you usually pick up a load, you know, I'll say a day early. I picked up the load and it was pretty much, what was it, like 3 o'clock, and I had to be at the next spot 12:30. No, 12 o'clock, my bad. No, 10 o'clock. I'm thinking about this one. 10 o'clock in the morning. So where's my 10-hour rest break? You know? But, you know, I made it happen. Did the split break, made it happen. Got there on time and a little bit early. Still had to wait. So it is what it is. Now, then you got to factor in, if the trailer's dirty, you got to sweep it out. That's a good 10 minutes right there. Getting out the way, waiting for traffic just to move out the way and sweep it out. You know, that could be another 5 minutes depending on where you're at. And the place I went to was pretty packed. So, you know, it was a little time consuming. But, you know, like I said, I'm not tripping. I'm just doing what a driver is supposed to do. You know, being patient, balancing my time out right. So I know I'm gonna have a pretty good run in today for the last day of the pay week. And I'm gonna take advantage of the time I have and push it as far as I can. And, you know, calculate what I'm gonna be making for this week. Even though I had 3 days off, you know. But hey, can't be mad. I enjoyed my time off. Now I'm back in my old truck. You know, all the clothes are washed, you know. And matter of fact, I need to wash this truck, to be honest with you. It's looking kind of crusty. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and wash the truck at the end of the night, so it's shining, even though I might be going into a little bit of rain and snow. At least it'll look nice in it. I'll see y'all on the next one. You guys like, share, and subscribe. Peace.